Hi, Brandon. All right, I'm going to do your 30-minute psychic wisdom. So, we're going to focus on your connection with the moon or feline aliens or anything that Spirit has to share. So, let's just see what comes here, okay? They're having me take a deep breath and release. There is a stillness and a silence. It is only I standing here in a natural setting. It is an open space with grass. There is a night sky. The darkness seems to fill the air and the sides, the sky. Everything has a shadow cast upon it. I walk in darkness. I cannot see, but yet I know my way. I hold my head up high, and then even higher still, and even higher still, and now I experience the illumination of the moon upon my face. I inhale this extraordinary, exotic energy the moon shares with me. It is wisdom that I inhale as well. Wisdom, illumination, healing, light. There is stillness in this experience, in this moment. There is love. I breathe again, and then exhale. I see a pool of water and I touch it. I look into it. There is an egg on the bottom of this very shallow pool. It is unusual. It is much larger than a chicken egg. It is white and creamy and has some green spots on the bottom. I am inspired to pull it out, but it isn't what it seems. It isn't an egg. They show me several images. One, I have pulled an egg out and I am examining it, and there's water still upon it. I'm holding it and looking into it. Another scene, I am trying to pull the egg out and I cannot. And I discover that this egg is actually the thumb of something much larger underneath the ground. And then in another scene, I see that this egg is opening up like a flower that adores the light of the moon, as though it is like the light of the sun. It opens its petals only for the moon. They say, so what is it? What is the true reflection? I say they are all the true reflection. Each and every one of these reflection is the truth. They say again, so which one is the true reflection? They're asking me to go into each one separately. I am mesmerized by the flower, so I'm going into the flower. I am smaller, smaller, smaller. I enter into this pool of water, the flowers at the bottom. It's not very deep. Maybe just a shallow semicircle of maybe a foot deep in the deepest part. I am just a human being about the size of a 2-inch, about 2 inches tall. There's a lot of very deep energy involved with this experience. I'm on the petal of the flower. It's white. I go towards the center. It's amazing to look at. The center of the flower has these parts that stick up and they're hardened and they have a ball on the top. And I'm touching this hard stalk with the ball on top. For us human beings, it would be flimsy or soft, but to me, as a very small person, it doesn't look like that. It doesn't feel like that. It's far sturdier than I expected. I touch this ball top, and my hand is covered with powder. It's a white powder. I am excited about this. I don't know what else to do but rub the powder on my face. It's a chalkiness. It's chalky. I take both hands and I clap them together, kind of like an Olympian before they go do the uneven bars. There's like a clap thing going on and then a powdery puff from all this powderiness. And I have powder just on one side of my face here. I feel so excited. I want to discover more. I want to learn more about this. I want to understand more about this mystery. Why is it that you, flower, open to the moon and nothing but the moon? You must only open a few times a month. Is that is what you do? I'm talking to this flower. The flower shows me another part of itself. This part is red and it's spiky and it's really sharp. It comes from deep inside the flower. It has an aggression, an anger to it, but I know it's only angry because it wants to feel love and healing. The spiky parts hurt. I don't want to touch them. They have a poison or a toxin associated with them. But again, I recenter myself and I choose to share love with it. The water is dissolving into the earth now. This is standing up. It looks like a soldier, but it's a plant of some kind. It's really has sharp shoulders and then stems that come down like shoulders and arms, right? And this centerpiece, and then two that come out like legs like this, and then a box for a head, and then these sharp spiky pieces here, and it's like a burnt red color, an orange red, but it's more red than orange. And they say it's appropriate to call it burnt red. It grows eyes and it's full of anger. It's wanting to self-destruct. But yet inside is so much love and it can't seem to touch it, feel it. It can't seem to draw it out from within, and so it is tormented on the outside. In the emotions and in the mind. They say this white flower birthed this beautiful creation that was so unique that the white flower of love, this magical exotic kind, this rare breed that would only open to the moon, the light of the moon, is now within the heart of this other creation, which has more love within its heart than it knows how to access right now. They show the heart now looks like a combination of this beautiful white flower opened up to the full moon, and then also the moon. They show me that when the moon shines on this pool of water, it creates light in the circle. So the water creates a reflection of the moon, and so the flower itself experiences the moon in the water too. And so in the heart of this is all of these beautiful reflections of the moon, and the flower and the exotic and the love, and it's really neat to feel and experience it. They're going to help draw this out from within. This plant man, walks out of this hole, this very small hole, right? And then walks along the grass in the night. He sees other flowers. He is looking for something deeper than all of this. Even these flowers feel superficial to him. He is trying to access this extraordinariness within his heart, within his creation. The gift that inspired his creation in the first place was far more extraordinary than he understands. He feels bewildered at times. He draws his hand as just sort of all these flowers. They look like everyday flowers that we would call weeds that grow, and they're kind of cute and pretty. These aren't dandelions, but these are little white ones, and there's lots of them. So he just kind of rums as he walks. He has his hand out, so he kind of goes from one flower stem to the next, to the next, to the next. And they all look the same, he says. Everything's the same. They all look the same. He is not noticing what is he looking for? This is a huge message. He is clearly not like any other plant I've ever seen, unlike any flower I've ever seen. He is so extraordinarily unique. Why is he focusing on everything else around him? Why is he not seeing himself? And then sharing his joy with all of those around him, so that he can feel what is the reflection within his heart. Now he shares this with what is around him, and now how it touches others is now how it is sharing meaning back to him. He needs to share himself. He needs to share himself so that way he can really draw out the extraordinariness on the inside, touch other people's lives. Doesn't matter if everybody looks the same or something seems kind of redundant about life and not the deeper meaning. You create the deeper meaning by sharing your deep meaning. And now when you share your deep meaning, it reflects back, and now you can appreciate your extraordinariness on some level that it is undefined by our human understanding or knowing at this time. It's really, really impressive. This is a story about you. This is a story about how do words define this? You get to decide what this means to you. But it means a lot to me. It means something really big to me. How many people could say that their story was, I had a flower that loved the moon, opened its petals to the light of the moon, and in a sheer moment of ecstasy, it created, and that creation was me. And out from this space, I walked to try to discover who and what I truly am, only to find it within me. I must share it, and then see it on the faces of others. You're more extraordinary than anything else. None of the other flowers are like you, not even close. And we can have patches of flowers that all look the same, and you look extremely different. But what you are is extremely different. It's not about the surface, it's about the depths. What else? He is starting to sing a new tune. He is starting to feel different. He is starting to come alive more through the sensation of happiness and love within him. He is singing a new tune. He is kicked back on a lounge chair, and he is delighting in the full moon. He has a huge smile. He actually has the ability to smile. He has nice teeth, even. He's a plant, but he looks like a man, too. He can wear shades as well. He particularly likes the moon, the full moon in action. It's bright. He's got to wear his shades at night. I wear my sunglasses at night, is what he says. He's funny. He wants to know more, he says. I say, what more do you want to know? He's gonna go dream for a while. He leans the lounge chair back all the way so it is flat, and now it's like sunbathing, but he's moonbathing. But he's got his arms behind his head like this, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna take a nap right now. I'm just gonna relax and enjoy this and take a nap. Part of me wonders if he remembers the beginning. Does he know the white flower? They won't let me examine that with him. They are wanting to shift into something new now. It is flat. It is barren. It is dark. There is a thumb with a massive owie on it, so bad that it's going pound, 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 because you can feel the heartbeat inside of it, and it's like all ballooned out like this. So I'm watching it. It too looks like a moon. It's a big white, it's like here's a thumb, and then it's a big white ball on it, and it has a heartbeat because it hurts. But that's what the owie thumb looks like. And then try to put it in the mouth, because when you get a cut, it's like, ooh, gotta put it in the mouth, you know? Gotta lick it. And so it's trying to like make it feel better, you know? Somehow that's like such an instinctive move for a reason. So there's a sensation of putting it in the mouth and then trying to help it feel better. The warmth of the mouth creating us the right needs for the owie to reduce in size. It's complicated. It doesn't want to go down. It shows me an image of something wanting to come out of it, like a butterfly. Something shows me an image of cutting the finger off to get rid of it. None of it makes any sense, is another feeling. And it feels bewildering. It feels like frustration. It feels like I can't solve this puzzle. Why is this happening? What is this about? It just bothers me more and more and more and more and more. It bothers me so much that I just, it's like I want to take my hands here, and that just bothers me. So again, it is about relaxing, stepping back, peacefulness. They're showing me a scene with a large cutting board and a knife. But we are not cutting your finger off. There is cutting of onions very quickly, like a professional chef. Cutting of carrots, cutting of radishes. Cut, 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 cut. More. Cut, 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 cut. I just feel like a weirdo with this. I'm looking at it, I'm seeing the cutting board and all this cutting going on. I feel like a child, and then my mom is just cutting away, and I'm still asking her, or trying to make sense of, but I still have this on my thumb. But the thumb, hello. I don't want to go out in public. I don't want people to see this weird thumb of mine. I don't know how to get rid of this. It's strange now. I'm starting to adjust that it's going to be there, but I don't want anybody else to know about it. How do I hide it? It's getting smaller with each examination of it. In the first scene, it was big, right? Almost hard to put in the mouth. And then it's starting to get smaller in this cutting board scene. And then now it's getting smaller still. It almost looks like a normal thumb. And we are looking at it in a space where it's just you and the thumb. and you're like a child. I mean, there's a real sensation as though you're a child. You want to make your print. You want to make a thumbprint. You want a print as like, I want to make my imprint in this world. I want to have a footstep that people can remember. You want to make a thumbprint. It's a bigger meaning than just a thumbprint. It's an imprint on this world. And the more you discover yourself, the more of a print you can make. This has been a frustration and a confusion. Something that would be in the mind for years of your life, that problem you're trying to solve. And you're getting closer and closer because this problem is getting smaller and smaller, and you're starting to adjust to it, accept it then, and then now it's just part of the past, right? So when you completely let go of whatever this is, now you can make your imprint in this world. This is important. But are you ready to make an imprint in this world? When you are ready, the thumb will be fully healed and ready to make the imprint. That's what they say. This also has a reflection with your inner child self. Exploring yourself. I don't know how to define this exactly, but your innocence is also healing some part of you. But really wanting to showcase that the imprint comes from the reflection of innocence, joy, youthfulness, love that is pure, divine, unconditional, like a child. Just accept and let go. Kids too can accept and let go of things very quickly. This has been kind of a stickler though. What else? They're still showing me the thumb. It now looks like a normal thumb. There is tape, and then the tape is going on the thumb. And then it is showing there is a print on the tape from the thumb. Now you can see the print that you make. Not just making the imprint, but seeing the imprint. Being able to see what you have conquered, accomplished. This too comes from the light of the moon, illumination, self-awareness. Digging beneath the surface. Just like this little hole where the flower grew. It grew beneath the surface. The flower within the heart of that creation, the love is within, right? It's not at the surface, it's on the inside. What else? There's an energy shifting and it's taking me down. That's the way it feels. I feel like, again, I'm in darkness. This darkness is like an abyss, and I feel there's water around me. But I'm breathing like air. It's very heavy. I am crying underwater. What then becomes of my tears? I feel separated from the light in this space. There's even deeper we can go, they say. How deep can we go? I know we can go very deep. I'm opening up the depths even further. This is some energy work they're inspiring. They want you to have this. There is an opening here. It's like an oil well just bust open and old energy is shooting out of the ground. You have to stop looking for the wisdom. You have to start nurturing, energetically nurturing in order to grow further. It feels like you're at a point where you have experienced quite a lot of wisdom and understanding, and you need to go a step further with it because you're going to slam into a wall and you're not really going to know where to go from here. And you need to go deeper, and they're talking about energetically going deeper and then reorganizing your divine reflection so it can feel more love, more purity of love within. It's quite deep that we're going right now. This space needed to be opened up. It needed to be exposed. It needs to be exposed to oxygen, to the element of air, because the water itself is allowed to just dissipate now, and now the air is in here, and the air is just, it's creating the right healing energy to create, it's helping these dark soils. And this old energy is kind of busting out of this deep place like a old oil well. It's coming up and out. This really needed to happen for you. There is an old energy reflection coming out of the ground. This needed to come up and out. There's more of them down here. There's lots more of them. They're creating a barrier that makes it harder for you to know how to go further on your spiritual journey. It's okay. We all have different reflections of this. It's just, it's energy. But it looks like human beings covered in a dark energy. So I am sharing love with them and helping them to transform and then release into the light. This is not negative entities. These do not have the same kind of consciousness. It's not like evil spirits or anything like that. This is just jammed up, contaminated old energy that this opening up to the light is a really big deal. But they're saying opening up to illumination through the gift of energetic healing. I'm going to focus for a little bit because it's kind of jammed. It's not unjamming right away. So I'm just going to focus on creating the right balance, okay? There's sort of a flood of new dark liquid energy coming through here, which is a good thing because the more that exposes itself as just old energy, the more I can heal for you, the more I can remove, the more I can release into the light. You are more than ready for this. This whole space needs to get broken up. It goes a lot deeper than this. This also has to do with helping that other side of you see how deep and how extraordinary your soul is. That sort of burnt red man. This is really deep energy work. I can feel it really nurturing this space and creating more versions of unconditional love, and it's really concentrated. So you're going to be able to feel this, particularly in the heart and then in the gut region is where I feel it the most. They're also saying within the higher wisdom, the energetic higher wisdom mind, third eye above the head. And then out around here, they're saying out here as well. It's coming out like this, but then it's filling the heart and then this region just below the rib cage. It's purifying you, releasing the old, helping you to grow. These bodies, I mean, it's like 20 or 30 bodies underneath all this soil, and they're starting to lift up and out, and they're just jammed together, but they're just they're like sleeping human beings. And so I'm helping them to loosen up and then come out. And they are too. This is opening up even deeper cavern or space where I can get liquid light to enter and heal, purify it. Everything is feeling amazingly better. Who knew? Who knew it could feel even better still? It's really, really heavy energy. So it's hard for me to like sit up straight. So I'm spinning the space. And then through spinning it, I help to reorganize its reflection. And so all of this old energy can go get sucked into it and transform into light very quickly. So that's what I'm doing here. You're going to be feeling this, all right. You're going to be feeling it right here in the back of the head, in the heart, and then just right below the rib cage. You're going to be feeling it in those areas because that is whatever this is, that it has an energetic reflection with these areas. I'm staying with it for a moment because it's really, the energy is so beautiful, so impressive. And you deserve to feel more and more and more of this. I am helping, I am adding to this the full moon and this flower and all these other scenes. The desire to make an imprint and then making an imprint. This sort of burnt orange, I'm putting them all into this orb because these are all reflections of you, reflections of love, and you're really wanting to expand on them to really grow beyond all of this. And these are all reflections of very positive, they're energetic reflections of you. And they need to be a part of the light, so the light now can help expand on these. They're showing all of this is being encompassed inside of the egg that I had seen. You now are able to take it out and hold it in your hand, to see that this journey was a journey of self-discovery and a gift of healing too. And so when the egg is ready to hatch, it is hatching illumination, energetic ascension, a higher vibration, growth, newness. You are ready to step into a whole new realm of who and what you are, and feeling a spirit realm in a far more powerful and impactful way. And not just that, but going a step further still and then starting to make that imprint on the world. Don't you know that's why you're here? Is it just to learn, and then that's it, end of life? Or is it to learn and then do something with the learning and then start impacting other people's lives? Now, when you get to the end of the life, you can say, I learned and I gave and I learned some more and I learned together with others and we all grew and we made a huge impact in this world. It's a big deal. You have a lot of wisdom within you. A lot of expanding wisdom, all right. soul wisdom, and then wisdom within your human, from your human journey too. Blending together and then going further with it. This energy at work is still taking place. I've not been asked to move back just yet, so I'm staying with it too and describing more that I see. All the scenes are filling with light and love. Because they were entered into this orb of light, I'm going back to the scene where the guy was sort of taking a nap, right? And he is discovering that the light from within him is now surrounding him, all around him. Now I see why this flower would open up to the moon, because the flower's experience of sheer ecstasy is a part of this moment. It too is in this divine light. They're allowing me to disconnect now. So I'm stepping further and further back. So this is the gift that heaven has to share with you today. So thank you. It's so beautiful. I can't wait to see how it touches your heart. Because it's really cool for me to experience. It's beautiful and the energy is so beautiful. I really can't wait to see how it affects you, because it really made an impression on me. And for those of you watching, if you're interested in psychic wisdom or spiritual healing with me, please visit my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching.